Well, hello everyone. Here to show you right here. I'll talk about for ice cream music right here. I'm sure most of us have heard of those songs like talking about for ice cream and also your deja vu or other songs like that. But talk about right here for ice cream though. That whenever I was painting this right here, that I can I remember that this reminds me a lot of like driving. If it's a drive-in ice cream shop, or if it's anything such as maybe a snack bar or somewhere like that you're going to be going to, just to be able to get a snack or just to get any source of ice cream. It could also be, like it could also be a slushy or a milkshake or something like that, or anything such as a hot pretzel or anything like that. But still, that whenever I was working this right here, I was also thinking too is that you come up to these moments to where that you see people eating ice cream, and a lot of times you'll probably say that exactly what exactly are they thinking about necessarily, and I talk about for ice cream, but you're still that whenever I was working on this Photoshop work right here on this painting right here, if we can see this right here, that it's gonna kind of remind us is toward it. If anybody were to think about it, is toward it. Working with the different colors, and maybe if you want to go in, maybe add like a little shadow right here in the background, and also that what exactly does that kind of remind you of? And to me though, that this I'm like, yeah, ice cream, and it's going to kind of remind me of like just a little bit like a magical story, to where that magical story that whenever you're going to be walking up to an ice cream truck and thinking as to where that, do you know exactly what you want to order, or do you think that for any reason at all, that what source of ice cream or anything that you would like to have on the menu? And let's just say that if it's for dessert or if it's a special treat or anything like that. But really though, that whenever I think about that though, I also keep thinking too that talk about for ice cream, for like, I guess the song kind of goes like to I know deja vu or something like that, or something. But you're still other songs that you've heard of, but it sure seems that way. That talk about if it's strawberry ice cream, or if it's a hot fudge sundae, or if it's maybe a banana split or something like that. And I know a lot of people say that well, a lot of times if you're going to be going to an ice cream shop, that you would like to get like a banana smint or caramel caramel mob, or a caramel, some sort of caramel sundae, or like, if you like caramel, or if you also like a vanilla pudding, or anything like that. So that whenever you're going to be shopping around for an ice cream in particular, though. But you see right here that, talk about for the tongue sticking out right there. So a lot of times, like I want to know too, that, whenever you enjoy a serving of ice cream, a lot of times it sure seems that way, that you're going to maybe think about that, to where that these moments to where that whenever you stick your tongue out, to maybe if you're trying to taste something, or that just like having your what you call these special occasion, to where that that whenever you go out and enjoy an ice cream at like maybe like at a festival or somewhere like that, or maybe at a carnival, or maybe a beach get going to the beach, or maybe going to the movies or anywhere like that. And so that's why it sure seems that way, that whenever you look at a lot of the work though in 102, just a little bit of that, to where what exactly does that remind you of necessarily? And I say, well, you look at the ice cream right there, and you look at the ice cream, there could be a strawberry on top. There could also maybe that there could also be in case of anybody that may even say too, that could you possibly put like a vegetable serving on top of the top of the ice cream right there, along with maybe just a little bit of sugar coated, or something like that, or just a little bit of like, peach cobbler, or something like that, or any sorts of toppings that you would have on an ice cream. And I know, like, in case if we all want to know too, that a lot of times that whenever the ice cream melts, so that if we were to try that, to where that by the time you get the ice cream, and after about maybe 5 minutes, and it starts melting and all that, and so like, most of the time ice cream, though, does ice cream taste pretty good whenever it's whenever it's real, really icy cold, like when it's cold, do you wait for it to melt? For for your first few seconds, do you wait until until it melts? To where it's not so freezing cold. Because I know, like everybody else might even say that they actually like eating their ice cream when it's not so cold, when it starts melting, and like yeah, if you want to, they actually mix it up into like a smoothie. If you want to if you want to mix it up into a malt or something like that. So like yeah, when we think about ice cream, though, that it's like it's just another way of saying is to where the yeah, you whenever we think about an ice cream, no, we necessarily thinking about brownies, or we thinking about anything such as maybe a fruit swirl or something like that. But still, but talk about if we were to be writing, think about a song, talk about for ice cream. No, what exactly comes to our minds when we think about that? Like ice cream. Like the typical word of sentence is to where talk about for ice cream. No, ice cream tastes good, or yeah, ice cream is cold. Ice cream is cold, and especially if you're going to be eating it with maybe with your favorite flavor or something like that, or anything such as maybe what size ice cream or anything like that that you were to order. And so it sure seems that way that we come up to these moments of talking about for ice cream, right? But let's just say that with ice cream, that if we're talking about maybe from the ice cream truck, and I also thinking about too, is to where if you want to go and write a story talking about the ice cream truck, when you first walk up to the ice cream truck, that you don't know exactly what you want to order until you kind of get an idea about what's available, and then until that I'm like, oh, yeah, somebody that would suggest to you to go ahead and try this or go ahead and try that. And but really though, can we really talk about a story toward it that's something special about your experience about ordering an ice cream, and of course about is that yeah, whenever you first try out a type of ice cream, no, and like anybody that says toward it, do we necessarily think about that toward it? That's how you met this person. I'm like, oh yeah, if it was met them on campus, or if maybe if you met them at the movies, or maybe met them at the cafe or somewhere like that. And so, like, you're going to go and write a song about something, and you're probably thinking, too, that, yeah, well, do you necessarily think about ice cream? Ice cream is just ice cream. That's the cold stuff that you eat. I'm like, oh, yeah, do you really eat it, or you just wait for it to melt in your mouth, or, yeah, the mouth-watering taste, or anything like that? So, a lot of times, it's like, any artist might even say that if you're going to go ahead and draw a picture of somebody enjoying ice cream, though. But it's like you want to know too that whenever you enjoy anything, I'm like, oh, yeah, whenever you do, even if it is, about cotton candy or anything like that, that whenever you do go out for an ice cream or go to an event a lot of times, and it sure seems that way, that yeah, that based on that story that you want to talk about, and you probably say yeah, strawberry ice cream, and like so yeah, or if it's vanilla ice cream or chocolate ice cream. And so yeah, so whenever I think about that song, I also kept thinking too that if you want to go ahead and maybe draw a picture of like, yeah, if you're going maybe on a road trip somewhere, or maybe that if you're going to be what you call having these moments toward that, yeah, ice cream, having enjoying ice cream, maybe underneath like yeah, on sunny day or something like that. So yeah, that there would be a number of ways of how you want to explain it, talk about for ice cream though, right? But still, that I know with me though that whenever I hear the songs a lot of times, and it's going to remind me is as toward that yeah, what exactly does it remind you of whenever you think about ice cream, whenever you think about meeting somebody, whenever you think about going to certain places, and going to certain events a lot of times. Does that remind you just a little bit of color or theme of design, or does that kind of remind you just a little bit about as to where it, for what you can remember about, yeah, well, especially, yeah, if you go out for an ice cream, and let's just say that, just to kind of get your mind off of something, or maybe just, to remember something like, oh, yeah, if there's like any source of ice cream, and the first thing that you might think about is as to where, yeah, what your favorite flavor is, or maybe about, how, if you want to try something that's on the menu a lot of times. So let's just say that, like, yeah, everybody say, yeah, well, ice cream is going to maybe remind you of the ice cream truck, or if that's going to remind you of a certain moment of time to where, one of your favorite fruits or your favorite flavors or something like that. So that's why it sure seems that way. That whenever we think about that, though, it's like, yeah, whenever the first thing that comes to your mind whenever you do enjoy ice cream, though, is that, you have your tongue sticking out like that, and it's supposed to be what you go, like anybody else will probably say too. Yeah, whenever you enjoy ice cream, you might get a little bit of ice cream on your chin, you might get a little bit on your nose. So let's just say that if you're trying to take a lick of the ice cream, and let's just say that, like everybody else will probably say too, that yeah, you get a little bit of ice cream on your chin and maybe a little bit on your cheek too. So yeah, that whenever you're going to be enjoying ice cream, and let's just say that in case if anybody want to know too, if there's really a right or wrong way of how to enjoy an ice cream, but they're like, well, really, if you want to put a little, like, yeah, if you get a little bit in your hair, well, or get a little bit on your cheek or something like that. But at the time, it sure seems that way, that if we're going to be writing a song talking about ice cream, no, it sure seems that way, that, you think about, ice cream is to, like, ice cream is, the type of flavors, and like what you call the type, like say, for a warm or cold or something like that, like, yeah, for talk about for if it's a vanilla flavoring, or if it's a Mary cherry flavoring, or if it's maybe blueberry flavoring or anything like that. So a lot of times it sure seems that way, that that if you're going to be going out for an ice cream, that you're going to maybe say that, yeah, I'd like to have a small, or I'd like to have a large or a medium. So let's just say if you do maybe get like a large banana split, and then more likely to say that, yeah, well, the sharing size. The sharing size, a lot of times, it's like, yeah, people may say that if you're going to get it like a sharing size, or maybe a medium size. And like to say that, yeah, well, if you're enough for an ice cream, maybe a little bit of brownie sundae on the side or something. So yeah, if you're going to be going to an ice cream shop, and they want to know too that you're going to go ahead and think of a song, and that song's maybe going to remind you just a little bit of, like, yeah, the drive-in moments. Whenever you go to a drive-in theater, or when you go to a drive-in ice cream shop or somewhere like that. And I want to know too that the things that you think about, whenever you do enjoy an ice cream, and everybody say these, like, do we think about necessarily about deja vu, or do we think about maybe shop, like, yeah, if there's any other source of ice cream shop place, such as toward that ice creams, ice cream mints or something like that, or yeah. Like, so yeah, if you're going to be going into any sorts of ice cream shops a lot of times and enjoy the ice cream, no, like, in case of anybody to say that really, if there's really anything magical about that, or if just knowing about, yeah, well, ice cream. Ice cream is supposed to be like a cookie dough. Ice cream is supposed to be like some sort of mix, like a cookie dough, to where it's prepped and also ready to be served. But then also that you're talking about your ice cream, and it's it's the cold ice cream, and the way it's made, the way the flavors are layered and all that. And so that's why that whenever we think about ice cream, no, do we necessarily think about to where, okay, you got the layers right there of the ice cream. You got that, maybe the cherry on top, and maybe a little bit of the flavoring to go around the side or something like that. Yeah, just a little bit like an ice cream cone. And like I'm sure, in case of anybody that may want to know too, that what about the banana, strawberry, or if it's the brownie mix or something like that. But really though, that there might be a lot of everybody else that might say that they're going to enjoy the ice cream cones. They like the ice cream cones. Like if you have like an ice cream cone, or maybe something like if it's going to be a banana split or something like that. Hot fudge sundae or something like that. So yeah, when we think about ice cream, though, that do we think about special treat, or just there's something about the ice cream to where that yeah, a way of how to celebrate, or you just want to go ahead and write a song to where that yeah, you get an ice cream, and you probably think is to where that yeah, well, whenever you take a few licks of that ice cream, no, and say that yeah, if there's anything yeah, if you would actually paint a picture though, if there's any sorts of nickname that you kind of give to this color theme, such as toward yeah, if when the first five licks of that ice cream is going to give you purple lips, or if it's going to give you cherry flavored lips or something like that. So a lot of times it's like people are going to maybe think of a tease, something like that. But really, the way I think about it too, though, that talk about for ice cream, is ice cream just ice cream? Really, is ice cream just ice cream? Ice cream just ice cream. Is ice cream just ice cream? Does it taste like ice cream? Or if anybody like to say that, about the flavors. But anyway, but talk about over here, like with ice cream, though, that you talk about the story about that, is to her walking up to an ice cream truck, and then, you would say is to her that, yeah, if it's the drive-in ice cream shop, or maybe anywhere, maybe in the shopping malls or anywhere like that you go, and let's say you want to join the ice cream. But anyway, but, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.